Yeah, recording, continuing Tight Quest 2. There was. I'm just trying to think of as much to say. It is funny, I have looked at some of the discussions in the Steam forums for this game, and I do find it interesting how I seem to be like the. Well, I see a lot of people just being like, oh yeah, these things are awesome, the summons, while I'm very much I'm not seeing them being all that useful. I did, for the, just wanna, yeah, okay. I did see that for the wisps on the one character that I have that's, Forge and Lightning, Forge and Storm, I should say, that actually does seem to be working out nicely, because it's more just more things flying around doing some damage. It just kind of fits in with the rest of it, but people talking about how, oh yeah, it's awesome, it's like this thing is amazing, and the Earth Dweller, at least I did see one person saying concerning the Earth Dweller that, yeah, it's like you have to channel the entire time. It's like, yeah, that's what it seemed to be for me as well, and it's like, what's the... What are we doing here? Like, I mean, it's... You have to constantly channel for it to survive, like they've been acknowledging, and, crap, what's the other one? But that's right, for it to survive and be able to do much damage. It's like, that's just, like... Do you notice that? That means it's not well balanced? I'm like, genuinely, how can you claim that something's well balanced when it's like, oh yeah, you have to be constantly channeling dudes and it's a summon, so... I'm sorry, just to me, it's like, these summons should be competent on their own. And if you want to do something active with them, that should be a boost, not a... You can't trust the thing to handle trash mobs. And just that, yeah. But... We'll see. And it also can very much depend on the build that you already have. I mean, remember, this guy's benefiting from a lot of bonuses that I have because, you know, I put together, you know, I use gear. Not so much that one. This one, summons have 20% increased health on that. It's like, why did I do that? Because the devices are summons, but anyway. Okay. So the main thing I noted to talk about, because nothing else seemed nearly as interesting, I talked about it a couple weeks ago, I think. Framework, which I'm using Framework 16, and just also in case is important to state, I did purchase my Framework 16 laptop. That's wasn't provided to me or anything. It's actually kind of funny. The day they went up,
so many homes of the people to the south. It feels like justice that we've taken the battle to them for a change.
It's actually funny. My previous laptop died the very day that the pre-orders went live for the Framework 16, and 16 has various aspects to it that's exactly what I wanted, in addition to the modularity. So it's like, yeah, that was easy decision. Just a little awkward the timing. It would have been nice if I didn't have to, you know, if it wasn't needing to replace the laptop, but anyhow. But yeah, so what they announced was, well, a few things. The main thing that they announced, though, was a new Framework 13, the 13 Pro, that has been, according to them, just, why am I not getting a single green? That seems just a little weird. Okay, so that does... So we do finally have something that it impacts how many you can how many charges you get. But anyway, sorry. Yeah, so the Framework Laptop 13 Pro is not just a variant. Well, in some ways it is, in some ways it's not. I think it's more accurate to say no, it is not just a variant of the existing 13. It's not like you can just drop in the components, one or the other. It has a new... Well, maybe you can. Maybe they did design it so it accepts the same... some of the same components.
Nothing of type just won't ask you, but...
I did not actually mean to go through all this. Sorry.
Deep in forge can't help showing behind the...
Okay. Yeah, 13-inch laptop. Optimized display that is touch... Well, power optimized display. So they really focused on efficiency for this thing. Up to 20 hours of playing Netflix 4K content. Which, depending, yeah, that's actually, I guess it is also true. There's also a way to cheat. I don't know. Because I'm just thinking, I mean, technically the CPU does have accelerators for decoding video, which would mean that it's not nearly so impressive. But it's still, they were saying that at 20 hours for that, it comes out, like, just ahead of the MacBook Pro M5. So I think that would be the current MacBook Pro, and it's like, they would also have comparable, well, functionally the same accelerators in there, so...
As if the living kind wasn't bad enough. We need to find a way past these fortifications to get to the Nemesis energy to the north.
We will. But it still is, you know, it's like 20 hours on any kind of regular load is still impressive. Intel CPUs only at the moment, which I don't know how I feel about that, because it is one of those funny things where technically AMD has been winning for efficiency for a while. But I can believe that just partnership with Intel is favorable. And also, true, I don't know how efficient Intel's current crop of CPUs are, but definitely, like, since this moved to the, how have they been marketing them? Oh, I don't remember now. The point still stands. I'm actually not that up to date as to the current state of Intel CPUs.
Thinking to new lows.
Like the most recent generation. Or variants of this, of the generation, so yeah. But I can believe that they will put in AMD CPUs at some point, make that available. Just might be a bit. Okay, hang on. Do that. Because that will heal. And so I could see he was starting to run low. Yeah, actually that's true. Just trying to think what else. Yeah. It's also, they designed it with Linux in mind. Will still obviously run Windows. You can still buy it pre-built with Windows there, but they try to design it with Linux in mind. So pre-built, I think the options are just an Ubuntu variant. Not an Ubuntu variant, sorry. An Ubuntu distribution. I just don't remember which release. And you can select Windows 11 for it. Yeah, they also announced for the Framework 16 a new Ryzen 5 level CPU, so a bit slower, but a little bit cheaper. which is, some people, that's what they want. They want, because, like, part of the reason that I wanted the 16-inch is because I like having a number pad, and I do. It's actually been awesome for work, though not as a number pad. I actually keep numlock off, but just having home and end always accessible like that is super useful. So yeah, that they also announced a new bezel color, which it's like, okay, I didn't even put that in the. Oh, I didn't realize that it died. I didn't even put that in what I wrote up. They also announced some new keyboards for it, sort of. The keyboard layout is the same, but so what the Framework 16 has, and this I do like, it's really neat. So it has an upper and lower section to the top. Upper sections where I have the keyboard and the number pad. Lower sections where I have the trackpad, but also 2 spacers. The trackpad module and the keyboard module are the same width, and they don't cover the full span of the laptop's width. This way, so that like with the trackpad, I currently have it to the left, but I have it centered, or I could have it biased to the right. But the thing is, that does mean I have these 2 spacers, which don't perfectly align, but that's okay. That's okay. Like they're not perfectly flush. And for the keyboard, though, I have 2 spacers. 2 spacers is the width of the number pad, so it fits in there very nicely. And that actually, there's not any alignment issue. Anyway, Framework also announced for the Framework 16 single one-piece modules specific for the trackpad, so you can have it be the entire width. It is only centered, though, which I feel is important to mention. So, like, I have it biased to the left. That is what I want. I cannot. That is not an option if I wanted to get this single piece, this one-piece module. That it's only centered. Same thing with the keyboard, because they also have an option that would be basically the whole top. Trackpad and keyboard would be combined on one piece, but they're both then centered. It's like, I get that, but it is also, I legitimately, that would actually be an interesting thing if they have, like, tried to do a survey or anything to find out where actually are people commonly putting this stuff. Alright, what am I doing? Let me do this first. That's just flat. Is that also just flat? That could be interesting. Like, stack a whole lot of piece retaliation on there. He's the one that's really having the issue, so we're gonna focus on this. Okay. They also announced, oh yeah, that's true. Also for the Framework 16, they announced an Oculink dev kit. So that's, Oculink is a way to get PCIe lanes across, I think it is technically a fiber optic cable. but it is something designed for Framecook 16 because it's the one that has all the PCIe lanes for a laptop. It wouldn't make sense for the 13. I really did just walk by that guy, didn't I? I just find that confusing because I didn't think it would be possible to. Can I do this? Hey, I can. One. Oh, yeah, maybe. Oh, I was hoping I could attract them over so the thing could hit him. Guess not. Yeah, the dev kit with the Icon dev kit was just a preview, so that's not for sale yet. They also previewed a keyboard touchpad, a wireless keyboard touchpad thing, which is somewhat interesting, but it is there's plenty of comparable devices out there. So what will this thing offer? Maybe just the efficiency. It does use ZMK, which those of you that might know much about custom mechanical keyboards, there's QMK. ZMK is not really related, but it is definitely in the custom keyboard community. It is a popular because it is an open source firmware. Keyboard firmware, but is optimized for efficiency. Because, I mean, it has to be. It's for wireless. So that this keyboard would support... I'm going to go back and kill the mage guy. It is... sorry, my brain's just constantly turning off here. It does support have connecting to up to 4 hosts. Obviously not all at the same time. You swap between them, but I can't remember all of them. It does also support a USB-C connection.
Doesn't matter. Wait. Your smell. Just the lowly shaking of tides. You will face King of Drink potion. Will give you strength. Mercy, human.
No. Yeah, so I'll probably pay attention to things. I don't have such a device, but I could see it being useful in some circumstances. Maybe not enough, though, to justify a purchase, but still, I'll pay attention to it. And see what the price is. And, oh yeah, also one thing that is kind of neat. So, the modular... So one of the ways that the framework laptops and desktop are modular is these... I'm just trying to remember what they call them, but not really coming to mind. Basically, all the inputs and outputs you can change out. This is because basically there's a bunch of internally mounted, you might say, USB ports that you just slide something into the case that connects in there.
Out of those accursed caves.
Yeah, shut up. Didn't actually think you would right away. Thought he talked for longer. But my brain just turned off a little bit again. It's very annoying. But it's like, you know, it's all USB-C ports on one side, but on the other side, like I've got at the moment 3 USB-A. I've got 2 USB-C, 1 audio jack, 1/8" audio jack. But I've also got, it's just unplugged in at the moment. I've got HDMI out. I've got Ethernet. Do I have any others? Oh yeah, I also have an SD card adapter. And I can really change those out at any time, including while it's on, because they're basically just USB devices. They did also say they are working on a... So the keyboard can connect via Bluetooth, but it would also come with a USB-A dongle, so you can connect it to something without Bluetooth. Or in theory, it uses a different frequency, different wireless technology. But they did also say they are working on a module so that it would be, when you plug it into a framework computer, it can be flush, which that would be neat. I do wonder though, would it just be that, or would they also have like some USB pass through there? Yeah, because actually, yeah, that would be neat if they could do that, especially if we're just USB-C. Which I think might be possible, but that way because you can connect it via USB-C. If you use a C-to-C cable, then you have one thing that works for both. So I can see that actually making a lot of sense, but I don't know if that is technically possible. Might not be. Might not be enough space for the radio stuff in there, along with what would be necessary for even just pass-through of USB. No, that won't. I got plenty of yellows I don't need, but let's have a look at this. That's actually kind of nice. Not for what I'm currently building here, but that's actually kind of nice. I don't know that I can't. Okay. We'll just drop a thing here. Head back.
Lord Glycos told.
Alright.
Everywhere. I'm glad to be back in here.
Okay. And I don't think I already have one of these two. There's either a new one or just just I never got one before. Actually, no, that's kind of lousy. Yeah, it's that. Okay. The rest can be sold.
Sorting through this old fort.
Just trying to think what else there might be to talk about. Nothing really coming to mind though, unfortunately. Thought of something. Okay, yeah, so technically that should also be amping, because these are also summons. Lesser summons, sure, but still summons. That'll be interesting to see just how powerful I can get these things to be. But I mean, look at how weak this thing is. It's constantly getting... Yeah, it has almost, well, it has more than double the health I have, but I mean, true. I don't just stand around and get clobbered on, but it is also that it does then beg the question of why is he so easily killed when he's only melee? I mean, sure, the player is there to help, but it's still, come on. The summons should be more resilient than that. I mean, yeah, it died again. What a joke. This is why, I mean, the wisps, at least with the storm mastery, they can be like utility. They just run around, they do some additional damage. Not necessarily much, just they're not impressive. They can't do much. But they also, hang on, there. But also, you know, I can throw the Pierce Retaliation on them. So now every time they get hit, they take damage, which is the reason why I wanted so many of them. Why I tried, I think I got 3 or 4 on that one character. So they just run around stinging things, but if you hit them, it hits you back. It's kind of silly, but it really works. Well, no, it works. I shouldn't say it really works. It's just the best way I could think of to possibly put these things to use. They're so weak otherwise, and I'm gonna keep saying that until they're not. Oh, I thought I was a little further away yet. Okay. Well, that works out nicely. I got a busy day, so being able to wrap this up quickly would be good. Because the boss is right up here.
Yes, goddess. Bone warriors strong. We will conquer more human lands. Find more Titan Ichor.
Will you? Or will you fail again? Perhaps another Ichthian would do better as king.
No. No other has teeth so sharp or jaws so strong. Someone here. Intruder. Human. The one you seek, mistress.
Of course.
His head will be yours, goddess. Warriors, attack!
Glad you avenged the people of Pyrgos.
The Ichthians serve the very purpose. They are stupid. Defeating them is no great feat.
It's still an army. Really? That seems a little cheap. I feel that the post-boss chests should be exempt from that. Alright. No, because I like the activations. Alright. I'm just trying to decide. Yeah, since I only passed half an hour. I'm not going to continue into the temple. But I will at least go there and unlock the waypoints. Because I said, I do a busy day today. Plenty of errands and such need to be done.
Need me to look after it.
Is there anything in here?
Anyone hungry? I've got some mackerel on the fire. It'll be ready soon.
These beaches are filled with so many ruins. Ruins atop ruins. Find much rush.
Yeah, well,
Have you
doing my best
seen?
to shine
But
them
I
on.
broke my leg. These beaches are ripe for exploration. I wish I was out there.
Yeah.
Need me to look after any.
I just want to see if there's any... Yeah. Any that have a single stat on them. Because I had not gone through to clean these up. And then there. I don't know, may come in handy
Fly after me.
on somebody else. Let's turn this in. So I can kill that guy whenever I want. Spawn up just to get blown apart. Okay. Get that go. Let's talk to him.
By Olympus, your aura feels dark. So, she is behind it. Oh, the suffering of those poor people. The father had died in the doorway. 3 spears through his chest. The little girl, Nemesis, will fail. I can't believe it. Kronos lived before my time. Yes, I got the portal work since she's currently under Nemesis. Honestly, I'm responsible for what. After you.
Nope.
Stick close together. These old halls aren't safe.
Yeah, that's true. I will actually respawn. So yeah, gonna stop here. It's a busy day. Busy day. You know what? Yeah, we'll do this thing. Sorry, also a little bit tired. So I'm just trying to remember how many of the wisps I spawn in on this guy. I think it's 4. Yeah, 4. And each one, because of this, also has plus 64 pierce retaliation. So every time they get hit, they do 64 damage, I would assume, back. Maybe. Okay. Okay, yeah. Pierce armor. It has a chance to apply bleed ailment, though. Pierce damage is increased by well, that doesn't impact me, I think. But, yeah. So, those guys going around getting hit and doing that, they also... I do have Storm Nimbus on at 1 point, because it improves their lightning damage, because that's what they do. It just, it that makes sense, but it's also a how many points have I diverted from a place to here, and I think mostly it's from that, but still. And then I put some more in there, so yeah, it's... I don't want to say summons can be effective, because I don't feel that in my opinion, but it is still possible to find a place for them. It's just, I feel existing builds, at least for the builds I was doing, mainly they are Forge builds, yeah. I just feel like, keeping with what I already had and not really worrying about the summons is the most effective way to use them. Alright. See you next time.